Hi, Lasersaur. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing tonight? We are the writer for Fishy. Hell yeah. Welcome, my dude. I am just switching back to my default. There we go. The whole team's incoming. Hell yeah. Fishy is the first one on our list for tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. It seems like it's a pretty good set. Okay, let's see if I can find it. It was in... That's not where it was. It was here. And... here. And... I feel like a dumbass because I didn't extract it. Did I not extract any of them? Holy shit. Okay, I at least downloaded at least the first two. I think I downloaded all of them. I'm pretty sure I downloaded all of them. God damn it, I don't have There Was a Stranger at the Door. What's wrong with me? I'm so bad at this. Well, welcome nonetheless, huh? Hopefully this, hopefully the rest of this won't be as absolutely awful as the moment as it currently is. Okay, this one should be relatively quick. We'll just go to the download. We'll grab it real quick. Cut that one. Drop it here. And extract it. Wait, what? What do you mean we already have it? I guess I already had it. I'm just a scrub. I just can't read, so. First, like, 7 episodes of the anime. That is a good first 7 episodes to watch. Alright. We had Stranger downloaded and extracted the whole time, and I just didn't see it because I'm a scrub. Okay. Problem solved. Okay. Wait. What? It's probably fine. Alright, so our first game is made in Renpai. I'm gonna say Renpai. I like Renpai better. Okay, first things first, full screen this baby. Okay, let's make sure everybody can hear the music. As loud as I can anyway, because it's really good music. So far, it's very cute. Should be about where I want it. Whew, that's hella loud. Why is that one so loud? Thank you for the follow, Chase. Welcome to the stream, my dude. Okay. Text speed is max. Good. I don't care about this. We can probably leave all of these alone. I think... Actually, here's my solution. We're going to drop this back down to 25. And then we won't be able to hear that. Then we'll crank this up. So then we should be able to hear the music much better. That's much better. Okay, we don't care about that. We don't care about this because we're probably not going to be using it. We probably should ramp this up too, just in case. We can afford to put this up just a little bit more, probably to 23. Yeah, generally I'm a lot louder than the audio. Because generally when I start doing actual voices, I drop about 20 decibels. So I'll be down in like the 35 range and then everything will feel good again. Voice volume up too? Oh, did you guys get voice actors for this? Because if so, that'll save me the trouble and then I don't gotta worry about fucking with the audio too much. So far, we used all 3 tracks for audio, so feel free to turn voice up as well. There are no voice. Okay. I get you. Oh, okay. You used all 3 tracks for different audios. I get you. Now that makes sense. Layering like a cake. Honestly, you didn't even want to come here. The ocean has never been your thing. There are sharp things you can step on, and colorful things that inject poison into you when you touch them, and large things that are faster and stronger than you, and the worst part, they're all alive. What are you talking about? That's the best part. They're adorable. I love the ocean. And they're hungry. Just like me, alive and hungry. Mom, I'm out. Wait, is this like a kid? Mom, I'm out of sparkling water. You turn to look at the instigator of your distress, Monica. It's her 14th birthday. Last year for her birthday, Monica's parents rented the local theme park for a whole day. The entire class had gone. You'd gone to ride the big kid rides for the first time. Everyone talked about it for the rest of the year. Yes, the character's name is Monica. Everybody here is instantly triggered. As the date approached again, the talk started to shift. What would Monica do for her birthday this year? This is really nice art. I do like it. I like how it's shaded, especially. Hey KJ, welcome to the stream. You recall the sinking feeling in your stomach when you found out? You're invited to Monica's 14th birthday party, overnight marine adventure. Uh-oh. Overnight marine adventure. Spend an evening at the aquarium, exploring the exhibits before tucking into your sleeping bag for a night under the sea. Mom, this sparkling water is cherry flavored. Gross. I mean, no, it's still sparkling water flavored. Sparkling water cherry flavor just tastes like water that has glared angrily at a cherry for the last 45 minutes. Typical Monica. Your classmates swarm the lobby excitedly, stepping over sleeping bags and toothbrushes that no one has any intention of using. Night at the Fish Museum. Night at the Kraken Museum, I hope. An aquarium employee is going student to student handing out ID badges. You stand alone. Where is Misha? Why isn't she here yet? She's probably being comforted by her friend Hisao. I mean, what? She promised. You remember that day at lunch when she'd convinced you. You have to come. It'll be so fun, and if you don't go, you'll miss out. Everyone else is going. You'll be the only kid in our class who didn't go. Look, I know you don't like fish or oceans or like water or whatever, but you'll probably like it once you get there. It's not like we're swimming with sharks or anything. There's no actual danger. I'll be with you the whole time, promise? Yeah, I agree, King. Well, you're here and Misha isn't, so that's cool. The door to the aquarium opens. Misha? What up, nerds? Uh-oh. Toby drops his bag near the door and runs over to Monica, holding his hands above his head like a shark fin. Da-da, 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 da-da. Stop it, Toby. You're so annoying. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Toby isn't in your grade, but he's Monica's older cousin, so he usually ends up at her parties anyway. The aquarium guide approaches you with a friendly smile. I'm guessing Toby is the douchebag of the group. He's gonna be the first one to die. Hi there, I'm going to print you an ID card. Would you help me fill out one for you? Name. Guys, I don't think this character looks like a Kevin. I'm just saying. But we're gonna do it anyway, okay? Because them's the rules. Them's the breaks. If I get to name an MC, that's the name. That doesn't say Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Gender is a construct. This is fair. So who's getting the Gilgamesh voice? I don't know yet. We'll see. Maybe a monster. Maybe a monster will get a Gilgamesh voice. Favorite sea creature. Technically, that's the Underwood voice, by the way, King. In case you've played Student Union. That voice was originally designed for Underwood, and I've just used it a lot since for practice sake. Favorite sea creature? What is my favorite sea creature? It's probably got to be the giant octopus. Yeah, we'll go with giant octopus. That's my favorite, too. Oh, we have a prosthetic arm that's badass. Here you go. Don't lose it. Thanks. The aquarium guide looks around. I know you like your tentacles. Shut the fuck up, Retro. This is a family-friendly stream tonight. No, it's not. Let's be real. This is me. I'm incapable. Well, I think that's everyone. Let's go ahead and start. Wait, my friend isn't here yet. I'm sure they'll be here soon. Besides, the majesty of the aquarium awaits. He gives you 2 thumbs up and then heads over to Monica's parents. Oh yeah, hi. Welcome to the stream, Snaxel. How are you doing tonight?
Attention everyone.
Monica is standing on a bench, gesturing wildly. Your classmates quiet down and gather around her.
Thanks for coming to my birthday. Tonight's gonna be really fun. We have free run of the entire aquarium, so we can do whatever we want.
Actually, some of the exhibits are under construction or closed temporarily for one reason or another, so please stay away from any off-limits areas. Oh, wicked. I like the music so far. Just trying to keep you kids safe. The guide looks nervous. You wonder what that's about. Blue is sus.
Anyway, it's gonna be tons of fun, but sure, restricted areas. There will be cake and presents later.
Feeling a little anxious, you trace the rivets on your prosthetic arm.
Oh, also we have unlimited lacrosse, so go wild.
Thank you, Monica, and happy birthday. Now everyone, we're going to enter the aquarium. We'll walk through the magnificent jellies exhibit and drop off your stuff in the deep ocean room, where you'll be sleeping next to our 1.1 million gallon saltwater tank, our largest tank. Is that where they keep the Cthulhu? Dread shoots through your body. You'll be sleeping where? Now follow me. We're going to have a really special night. Oh, thanks for the choices. I don't get an option that says run like hell. Maybe I'll get that option later for different reasons. I would rather die than go to a party with unlimited LaCroix. I don't blame you. It's dark inside the jellyfish exhibit. You catch glimpses of the faces of your classmates, illuminated by the glow of the tanks. I gotta be honest, I have never, of all the aquariums I've been to, which is like 12 at this point, I've never been to an aquarium with a decent jellyfish exhibit. It's always just the same jellyfish, the ones that they put like a backlight behind, and then it makes the jellyfish glow in different colors because you can change the color of the backlight, and that's it. I've never been to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, but it's on my list of like the big ones I really want to go to. I don't live on that side of the country though, so that's part of the reason I've not been there. The only aquariums I've been to, only aquarium I think I've been to in California is the one in Redondo Beach. And it's a very small one. Very small one. You walk along the black velvet floors, keeping to the back of the group. You don't know these people very well, but they all seem to be best friends, plus it's dark. You bump into a large shape in front of you.
Hey, watch it, freak.
Quick save. Sorry.
You better be.
The aquarium guide stops in front of a wide tank with rounded edges. Jellyfish float gently behind him in a seemingly endless blue void. Now, like I said, we're going to drop off your stuff at the deep ocean room. After that, you're free to explore the aquarium until bedtime. Why is there an option to deck him? Yes. Yeah, we're a kid. We'll get away with it. We have a metal fucking arm. Why wouldn't we? What's the point of having a metal arm if you're not going to occasionally hit somebody with it? We have a few rules. No running, no tapping on the glass, and like I said, no entering restricted areas. You missed Aquarium Slumber Party. That's what we're doing tonight. Tend to enter all the restricted areas. I mean, probably. How else are we supposed to die? Now, does anyone have any ideas about why we're not allowed to tap on the glass? Because the glass will break and release the sharks.
Because it'll break, killing all of us.
No. The glass on these small tanks is half an inch thick, and the glass on our largest tanks, which you'll see later, is over 20 inches thick. You're perfectly safe. Would anyone like to take another stab at why we shouldn't tap on the glass?
I don't know, it gives the fish anxiety.
Delane is very smart. She's won first place in the school science fair every year since 5th grade. That's right, and...
Fish get sick when they're stressed, and they can even die from stress. All animals can die from stress, even humans. It's a scientific fact.
If that were true, why haven't I died yet? I mean, what? Well, yes, technically you're correct. But no worries about that here. We just want to make sure the little fishes are as comfortable and happy as possible. Fun fish facts. Yes. The darkness is making you feel uneasy. You jump when someone grabs your shoulders.
Hey, Kevin.
You turn around.
What did I miss?
Misha is whisper shouting, visibly excited and grinning ear to ear. Because you're not human. Fair, Hand. That's a fair point. You step away from the group to continue the conversation as the aquarium guide launches into a story about the aquarium's history. You scared me, and you're super late. I was worried you wouldn't come.
Of course I'm going. I would never miss out on this.
What took you so long?
Nothing. Just some stuff. Is Toby here?
Yeah, why?
I just think he's kind of cute. Anyway, look at all these cool jellies. They're like little aliens.
King, that's how you know you're doing well. That's a badge of honor. What, foe? Also, ooh, somebody's got a crush. Yes, Retro. Fun fish fact, sharks are actually older than trees in most land life in general. That makes sense. I'm assuming you mean sharks as a whole, not any one singular shark. In before the shark god becomes the thing. I have a raccoon in a canoe in my dining room and his name is Kevin. Good choice. You watch the jellies for a while. Some of them are kind of cute, the little ones that bob up and down, but some of them are bigger than you'd expected. I've always wanted to pet a Portuguese man-o-war.
Jellyfish tentacles are extremely dangerous. They can sting prey so that they're paralyzed and can't do anything while the dead jellyfish digests them.
I petted box jellyfish before. I still have the scar on my hand from where I did it. Oh, that's true, Darlene, but none of that can happen here.
Can you imagine what it would be like? Paralyzed, frozen, unable to move while a predator uses its long tentacles to slowly, painfully raise you into their...
It's too bad Moriko isn't here because she'd be spamming the Ahegao emote. Okay, thanks so much for facts, Darlene. The ocean sure is a fascinating subject. How am I alive? Because I petted it on the land. It had gotten beached, and it was badly wounded. and I was trying to put it back into the ocean, which, to be fair, I probably should have known better than to pick it up and pet it. Bro, she would be all over that. I know, right, King? Yeah, I mean, I was trying to save it. I don't. It didn't show up on the activity feed. Thank you for what I assume. Yes, thank you for the $10 donation. That was awesome. I appreciate it very much. You aren't the brightest sometimes. I'm not the brightest. I was much younger then. That was probably, God, probably 20, 25 years ago almost. Like you trying to extract capes you already extracted. Yes. Let's head to the deep ocean room and set down our things, Kay. You follow the group through the rest of the jellyfish exhibit, relieved to be free of Delane's terrifying facts until... Yes, I never get smarter. Learning does not take place here. He just wanted to know what paralyzation tastes like. It tastes like ow. It's actually been so long I barely remember anymore. You stop. The other kids file into a room called the Deep Ocean Room. Through the doorway, you can see the large tank. Glass lines an entire wall, floor to ceiling. There's something about that room. Something about the incredible vastness of the tank. How it does really look like a portal to the ocean. And you get the impression of something huge moving towards you. A shark? You turn away, letting the others pass you. Hey, Misha, can you put my stuff near yours?
Why, are you scared?
No, I feel weird about that room. It just feels weird. Just take my bag.
Fine, whatever, wait here.
You think about the ocean. You think about water. Deep water, so deep you can't see the bottom. You think about looking down and seeing nothing but darkness because the sun can't penetrate anywhere near the sea floor. You think about a giant mouth breaking through the darkness and it has eyes and teeth and it sees you.
Hey!
Misha grabs your hand. That little scene right there, that little, like, thought process felt so much like a Night Vale commercial. Like one of the commercial reads on Welcome to Night Vale. What genre is this? The best genre, King. Psychological tween horror thriller. Exactly. Oof. I'm sorry about that clip. Also, welcome to the stream, suck it.
Come on, we're going to the kelp forest.
Toby and a few other boys run by laughing. You hesitate. Misha rolls her eyes.
Don't worry, it's the kelp forest. It's not scary at all. No sharks, just some plants. Come on.
She lowers her voice.
This is our chance to hang out with the cool kids. I really want to look good in front of them. I know you're not like super into this, but it would mean a lot to me. Just try, please.
Okay, I'll try.
Thanks, Kevin. You're a good friend. Now come on.
I probably should have quick saved there, but oh well. When you reach the kelp forest, Toby has already jumped the railing and has his face pressed against the glass.
Toby, don't do that. You're gonna get in trouble. Hopefully he'll get caught and kicked out. Whatever, as long as if I want to hang out with you dorks anyway. I'm only here because my dad made me come. Super stoked you made it, cuz. Stop being babies. I'm not gonna tap the glass so hard I murder all the fish or anything. They're just gonna die because I tap the glass. Yeah, I'm not stupid, not falling for that.
I've always wondered how can people without prosthetics swim. I can speak for sure that the answer is yes. In fact, one of my friends who has a prosthetic arm is actually the best swimmer I know. So, like, almost like competitive level in high school. Level of skill, so.
Wow, Toby is so smart. He doesn't fall for facts. There's no tricking that guy. You total dingus.
Anyway, isn't the glass like 2 feet thick or whatever? Like I tap the glass once and it's gonna break? Sure, I need a super katana or something.
Toby looks at you and you freeze.
Hey, I wonder what happens when you tap the glass with your freaky cyborg arm. Come on, try it.
Toby, cut it out. Stop being lame.
I just want to see what happens. Come on, Kevin. We're not supposed to tap on the glass with our normal fingers, but what about her weird robot arm?
Toby's a weeb.
Maybe it's different. Maybe all the fish will come look at it and it'll be cool. Kevin, come on.
Misha tugs on your sleeve and whispers,
Hey, you don't have to do it if you don't want to.
I feel like I don't want to get in trouble. No, fuck that.
Oh, come on, please. If anything happens, which it won't, I'll tell them it was my idea, please.
No, stop asking.
Ah, whatever, lame.
Tony dabs and then runs out of the room. I need to adjust my mic positioning so I stop tapping my cable, since apparently it's loose tonight.
Toby, wait up. Come on, Kevin.
Follow, I guess. Oh, is this the place where you get to pet the animals? This is my favorite part. You hear commotion coming from the next room. You step out of the dark kelp forest exhibit, the reflections of the water still touching your feet, and into the brightly lit tide pool room. You know what one of my favorites to pet is? I like petting stingrays, especially because sometimes if they're friendly, they'll pet you back. They'll like come up to your hand and they'll like put their I don't know if flipper is the right word. They're like their waviness above the water, and they'll like wave and touch you. It's so fun. And sometimes they'll pop out of the water a little bit and splash you. It's adorable. They're the best. The touch tank in the corner sparkles in the sunlight. A few of your classmates examine a dripping sand dollar, while others walk away from the tank giggling after petting a hermit crab. Can I raise the volume for the game music? I can probably do that a little bit, yeah. Hold on one sec. Probably about here. A boy that you've never spoken to before approaches you. Random boy says sand dollars can feel... Sand dollars can feel pain, you know. Sand dollars are the round, look like seashell, but they have like a star in the star shape in the middle, but they're like flat starfish, but they're round instead of star shaped. And underneath is like the underneath side of the bottom side is like the bottom side of a seashell or a starfish. You should give him the Remy voice. Hell no. If I don't ever do that voice again, it'll be too soon. But I'm sure I will at some point, well, with the fact that 80% of visual novel characters are girls. That's, uncool. He walks away. Huh.
Hey. You wanna poke the sea slug?
No. Why wouldn't I want to poke the sea slug? I want to pet it. Oh, shit. What happened there? Where's history? History. What'd she say?
on the hermit crab then?
Nope.
But the touch tank is part of the aquarium experience. At least touch the coral.
Huh, coral. Safe, non-moving coral. Also coral, probably dead coral. Because I don't think you can really have coral alive in a tank like this. It'd be very difficult at best. You can do that. You walk to the touch tank and look down. Colorful shells and lumps of coral lay on the sand. Monster Prom. Monster Prom has a lot of male characters. A dark purple sea slug climbs slowly over a rock. You take a deep breath. Reach into the tank. Slowly, you lower your hand into the tank. Why are you doing this anyway? Because Misha told you to? Why do you do everything Misha tells you to do? Is she even still here? You can't hear her. Actually, you can't really hear anything. Your hand touches the water. It's cold. Lower into the tank, into the sand. What were you reaching for again? Coral? Well, all you see is sand ebbing gently in the water. Specks float upwards and stick to your hand. Lower. And you know, you could swear. You swear the tank didn't look this deep. The sand is ebbing less gently now. In fact, it's swirling. You can't see your hand. The water is suddenly murky. It's up to your elbow now. The sand churns like something underneath is rising up. I don't want to pull my hand out. I want to continue to reach deeper into the depths of the abyss. You move to pull your hand out of the tank, but something grabs you and pulls you back in. Terror rises in your chest. You can barely breathe. Yell for help. You yell, but no one seems to hear you. You brace your body against the tank and pull upwards. It fights you. It's pulling you in, deeper. Deeper. Misha, help! You put your entire weight against the tank. Pull as hard as you can. You feel a release. Suddenly, you're standing next to the tank, surrounded by your lively classmates. Some of them are staring at you, giggling and pointing. You look at the tank. The water is clear and only a few inches deep. The sea slug continues its slow journey across a rock.
Gee, stop yelling. What did you... Oh, a sand dollar. Cool, but you should probably put it back.
You look at your hand. You're holding a sand dollar. Huh.
I knew you'd like the touch tank.
What do you mean?
Well, you clearly got into it. Your entire arm is wet.
You check. Your sleeve is dripping all the way up to your shoulder. Okay. That's terrifying.
So you just have to try things. I knew you'd get into it. Try not to make a scene next time, though. Anyway, Delane says there's a room with stingrays, so we should go there next.
Yay.
Come on.
Somebody in the tank grabbed me.
Dude, stop freaking out. Everyone's gonna think we're weird. It was probably just a hermit crab or something. You're fine. Let's just go to the next room, okay?
As Misha grabs your hand, you look back at the touch tank. It looks normal. I mean, as normal as weird-looking coral can look. That is coral, right? You're starting to get a headache. The longer you look at the touch tank, the more it hurts.
Come on.
You look away and allow Misha to pull you into the next room. Vorquarium, the best kind of aquarium. Ooh. Manta rays. Monica and Dylane are already in the stingray room when you enter.
And besides, they're mostly harmless.
I don't know, those stingers are freaking me out.
Stingrays don't attack unless antagonized by a predator. Their barbed tails are only used for protection, although they're closely related to sharks and don't have bones, just like their shark relatives.
The stingrays glide through the water. The tank is really big, the biggest you've seen so far. It's making you uncomfortable. You step back and survey the room. Plaques detailing the different types of stingrays and facts about their natural habitats line the wall. There's a doorway on the left side of the room with a restricted area no entry sign in front of it. The room past the doorway is dark, but you can see something on the floor. It looks like a broom handle. The object is partially obscured by the doorway. You walk closer. A janitor's trash can and equipment are knocked over, cleaning items strewn haphazardly on the floor, and there's something behind it. You get closer. What is that? Hi, Kevin. How's it going? Remember those restricted areas I mentioned before? This is one of those, so you're going to want to head back to the exhibits. I don't appreciate you hiding things from me. What's with all the stuff on the floor? Huh. We're kind of short-staffed these days. Janitor probably knocked it over. We'll get it cleaned up quick. That's why these areas are restricted, so you kids don't see the messes we leave behind. Yeah, he's sweating bullets. You make your way back to the group.
Only account for 306 deaths by drowning per year.
Wow, Darlene, you sure do know a lot of really bummer facts.
I want to be a marine biologist someday, so I do know a lot of facts. Sorry if knowledge bums you out.
Jill, you guys are giving the fish anxiety. Whatever.
You almost found the ritual room. Yeah, with the corpse behind the cleaning materials.
Hey guys, come quick. They're feeding the sharks in the deep ocean tank. Oh, I've got to take a selfie with that.
That does sound pretty cool.
Yeah, come on.
Toby turns to follow Monica and Dylane, then he looks back.
Misha, you coming?
Sure, yeah.
You promised. Maybe she doesn't hear you, or maybe she pretends not to hear you. She runs after the others. The room is silent. You are alone, right? You look at the rays, and then at the handle of the broom still peeking out from the restricted area. And the guide, wasn't he here? Where did he go? You feel your heart beating faster. A sign on the wall points towards a hallway labeled Open Seas. That sounds fine. You walk towards it quickly. You immediately notice a change when you enter the Open Seas room. The room is circular, and unlike the other rooms, there are no tanks on the walls. You look up. Shiny fish swim in endless circles around the top of the room in a giant circular tank. You take a moment, breathing hard. You're feeling lightheaded. You sigh and sit down on the floor. So this sucks. You didn't even want to come here. Why did you come here? Because Misha told you to come? Why? She doesn't seem to care now. She left. Maybe you're just her backup friend. Maybe she likes having you around in case there's no one better to hang out with. Maybe she likes that you don't have very many other friends. Maybe she likes that you need her. You hold your bare arm against your chest. You're freezing, but also somehow sweaty. And Monica. Monica only invited you because you're in her class, and she has to invite everyone. You've only talked to Monica like 4 times. Does she even know your name? You could be home doing something you enjoy, but instead you're here doing this because maybe you really wanted to believe Misha. Maybe you also wanted to feel wanted. You tilt your head back and stare up at the fish again. You try to focus on one fish and follow it all the way around the room. You keep losing it in the swarm of other identical fish which shimmer silver in the light. Your neck's beginning to hurt, looking up. So much self-doubt making me feel secondhand and self-conscious. Yeah, I know I've said this a lot in the past week, especially with Chaos End, but I've never felt so personally attacked by a visual novel. And your head hurts as well. And there's quite a lot of water above you. How thick was the glass again? The headache is getting stronger, but you can't stop looking. Can't stop staring at the fish. You're beginning to feel a little motion sick. You're sitting, but it hasn't helped you catch your breath. Are you that out of shape? You wonder what happens if you throw up in an aquarium. I mean, do you think they just leave it? Maybe you go to jail. Fish jail. You take a deep breath and stare at a single point of glass on the tank. You focus in on that area, shutting out everything else. And then the glass cracks. The fish swarm. The fish have a couple too many eyes. Hundreds, thousands of fish weaving in and out of the pack, in and out of the holes inside of each other. Thousands of glassy eyes staring right at you. There are so many of them, they create their own object. A heavy object, one that can crush you. Thousands of tiny, writhing bodies in pain because you upset them, and now they're dying and they're going to take you with them. The swarm reaches out one giant tendril, an arm bigger than your entire body, and plants it on the sea floor. Then, from its writhing body, it extends another tendril, and another, all bending at odd angles, and even though it's millions of fish, you feel a reverberation in your bones as the knees break to bend backwards. It tries to move. It can't. It's dying. It screams in pain, each limb breaking under the weight of the swarm, each time a new one growing back. And they all have eyes, and they're all staring at you. The swarm screeches and bends and reforms into an enormous ball, and then a hole opens in the middle. Small at first, but now bigger. It's deep and black. You can't see the bottom. Just swarming, screaming, dying fish all the way into the void. It moves to swallow you. And it does swallow you. And for a moment you can't scream, you can't move, you can't breathe. And then you can, and you do. You scream a lot, very loudly. You sit up from the floor, and stand up shakily, and you run. This message brought to you by Long John Silvers. You run, you don't look back, you don't look at where you're going. At some point you hit a restricted area sign and stumble. You keep running. It's dark. You slow down. You breathe. It's actually really dark now. Where are you? Half-finished posters line the walls. Empty tanks sit on the floor. A table is knocked over. Up ahead you see light, peeking through a doorway. You enter. Oh, should we... Okay. I mean, we all but have to, right?
You, Kevin. You're finally here.
Moisturize me.
Are you enjoying your trip to the aquarium? Is it playing out the way you expected? What did you expect anyway? Did you expect to have a nice time with your friends, making memories, learning about the natural world, growing as human beings. Maybe you anticipated some of it. Toby's crudeness, Monica's arrogance, Misha's neglect. But maybe you were hopeful that in the end, despite everything, it would all be okay.
Something about the thing looks oddly sexual. I feel like you've spent too much time with me and Mori.
You broken, desperate idiot. The vast ocean in its infinite complexities doesn't even acknowledge your existence. 100 million miles of sea, of void, and you, a lone giant octopus. Come closer. This is the part where it gets better, right? This is the part where your friends run in and save you. They say they've been looking for you this whole time. They say they're sorry for leaving you alone. You feel comforted. You feel safe. You feel accepted. That's what happens next, right? They'll be here any second. I think I hear them now. My mistake must have been a stray Roomba. Your classmates are enjoying their night. They are enjoying each other's company. They are making memories. They are learning about the natural world. They are growing as human beings. And they do not miss you. They haven't even noticed you're gone. You came here to prove yourself. And, little giant octopus, what did you prove? You proved that you were right about your classmates. That voice in your head, the one that you could never quite silence. The one that says they're better off without you. Did you really want to believe they were your friends? Or did a tiny, bitter, angry part of you, the part that has been hurt, want to find justification for your anger, for your pain, for your fear?
Yes, I fucked up that line.
When you needed help, none came. And here you are, alone. So congratulations, little giant octopus. You were right. What now, Kevin?
I am not broken.
What's that, little giant octopus?
I am not broken.
Sure, lie to yourself.
I am not broken.
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you see the truth.
I am not broken.
Give up.
I am not broken.
Stop fighting.
I am not broken. I know, right?
Stare at your own reflection. Look yourself in the eye and say that again. I dare you.
I am not broken. You like the octopus voice? I'm glad.
Fine. You need more proof then. Go ahead. Find some.
You're in a glass tunnel. Large, dark fish swim above you, around you. An enormous shadow blocks the light from above, then disappears. Was that a shark? You really don't like sharks. You keep walking. The light filtering through the water, through the kelp, through the moving fish is odd. I like this animal. I don't remember what kind of shark it is, but it's a fun one. It's adorable. I just realized you guys couldn't see the cursor. The animal that's in the upper right corner. I always forget that I have the cursor disabled. The leopard shark, that's it. It actually makes sense because my favorite animal on land is a snow leopard. So it makes sense that one of my favorite animals in the ocean would be a leopard shark. One of. I like the octopus better. There are plaques spaced evenly along the railing with fun facts and small blurbs about the creatures kept here. Dazed, numb, and directionless, you read them. Tuna can swim at speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour. There are over 30,000 different kinds of fish, all of which have their own colors and sizes. Many fish travel in schools to protect themselves from predators. Numerous sea dwellers use camouflage to blend in with their environment and confuse their hunters. That's relatable. You're back at the kelp forest. You remember this place. The room is colder than you remember. It must have been hours since you were last here. And up ahead is that. Guys, it's me. I'm back. Toby, Monica, Delaine, and Misha stand next to the kelp forest tank. So close, in fact, that they're completely backlit by the light from the tank. I have a really bad feeling about this. You have no idea what a relief it is to find you guys. Guys? Okay. Oh, shit is right. Let me run away. Thank you. The deep sea room. Your worst fear. Your only option. Yeah, one of those was a crab people. The other one was eel peoples. The other one was... What are those called? A lanternfish? Or... The one with the scary... With the viper fish. Yeah, the scary ass light that it uses to lure things into its jaws of death. Thing has teeth as long as its whole fucking body. And the third one, I don't even know what the third one was. The third one was extra fucky. Or fourth one, I mean. You pull the large doors closed behind you and then lock them. Oh yeah, anglerfish. That's the name I was looking for. Amalgamation, yes. You pull the large doors closed behind you and then lock them. You don't get the sense that anything's following you, but you want to be alone right now. Oh yeah, I caught the several eels one on the far left. That one was pretty creepy too. But that just kind of made me hungry. Ooh, pretty. That's a dolphin. You guys can't see the cursor again, but the one right behind the turd of the sea turtle, that's a dolphin. I think. Not like a porpoise dolphin. The fish dolphin. Because it looks like a mahi-mahi, isn't it? Or maybe I'm mistaking what a mahi-mahi looks like. I like the shark at the far right, though. He looks like he's smiling. Ah. You survey... Green fish is mahi mahi. Yeah, it is. Dolphin is the technical name for it, but we call it mahi mahi because people won't buy it if it's or the I believe the Hawaiian people decided to start calling it mahi mahi because it was their way of making it so people from the mainland would actually fucking buy it, because anytime you say dolphin, people think porpoise, and then nobody wants to fucking buy it. Exactly. Marketing. Exactly. You survey the room. Sleeping bags and backpacks litter the floor. There's also a small table stacked several feet high with LaCroix cans. Also, if this one at the if I'm not mistaken, the one at the top is a tuna. The like grayish fish at the top is that not a tuna? And then the shark is adorable. I don't know what kind of shark it is, but his smile is adorable. When I think dolphin, I think Echo from Sega Genesis. Exactly, King. That's a porpoise. Smile Shark. That's a great name for him. Classic Monica. Looking closer, you spot two familiar backpacks, yours and Misha's, but your sleeping bag isn't rolled up like the others. You see that Misha has laid out both your and her own sleeping bags next to each other right up against the glass. She'd even found the blanket in your backpack, your favorite blanket from home, and folded it neatly over your sleeping bag. That was nice of her. Now she's become a fish person. Dazed and tired, you sit down on your sleeping bag and stare up at the enormous tank. Huge sharks swim higher than you can see. Smaller ones lurk near the bottom of the tank. It's almost like you're the one in a tank looking out of a window into the ocean. It's beginning to scare you again. You feel your pulse rising. You feel that headache coming on, but you force yourself to look. Out of your peripherals, you see a giant shadow, bigger than the others, approach you from the right. You stare ahead. You will not look away. And then you blink. Wait, Smile Shark has a prosthetic fin? That's adorable. In front of you swims a giant lemon shark with a prosthetic fin. Its skin shimmers under the filtered rays of light. Just as it's about to swim out of sight, it turns. It does a few passes in front of you, lingering. And he's still so happy. You get the impression that it sees you. Hey there, friend. It flips its tail a little. It's not as scary as you thought it would be. I mean, sure, it's huge, but it's just swimming. It's kinda peaceful, actually. We could all learn something from Smile Shark, yes. You lean back for a while and watch. The shark swims around, weaving in and out of the rocks, passing the other sharks, reaching the edge of the tank, but never quite straying far from where you sit. There's a plaque at the bottom of the tank titled The Ocean Guardian. It has a picture of the shark with the prosthetic fin. Read it. Meet Bruce, a lemon shark from the Atlantic Ocean. You may notice that Bruce is a little different from our other sharks. Bruce was heavily injured after a run-in with an illegal shark finning vessel. Due to the loss of his tail fin, or caudal fin, Bruce has been fitted with a prosthetic which allows him to swim as gracefully as other sharks. Despite his trauma and injury, Bruce has a calm temperament. He can be shy sometimes, but sharks are naturally social creatures, and Bruce is no exception. Bruce is especially friendly with sharks who are new to our aquarium and is instrumental in acclimating new sharks to the aquarium environment. Because of this, our handlers have nicknamed Bruce the Ocean Guardian. Unfortunately, due to his injuries, Bruce is unable to survive in the wild. We are happy to provide a home for Bruce, our unique friend. You watch the sharks, the lights of the tank, dance over you. Fish are friends, not food. And you know, you're beginning to get it. Alright, have a good one, Retro. Thank you for hanging out with us. Have a good night, my dude. why everyone loves aquariums so much. Sitting here, watching these sharks is actually quite serene. You think you could sit there for hours. You're not wrong, Hand. After a while, you hear the door open.
Kevin!
Misha runs over and hugs you. She hugs you so hard you almost fall over.
I'm so glad we found you. I was so scared.
Is she crying?
Guys, we found Kevin. She's in here.
Monica looks at you and smiles, sort of tiredly. Her hair is a little frizzy, like she's been running around.
We've been looking all over for you, Kevin. Are you okay?
I'm okay. I think I'm okay. We'll save and say I'm okay. I think I'm okay. We'll go number 2. I guess.
That's good. We were all pretty freaked out.
Oh my gosh, Kevin, finally, bro.
Wrong voice.
Oh my gosh, Kevin, finally. Bro, it's you. Oh man, my heart is pounding. I was worried you fell in a tank or something.
Everything is food if your taste is bad enough.
Toby, isn't there something you wanted to say to Kevin? Something you've been talking about saying for the past hour. Remember? It was something like, I swear if we ever see her again, I'll tell her. What was the rest? Toby. Yeah, Kevin. I'm really sorry for bothering you earlier. I thought I was just being funny, but then when you went mincing, I realized that maybe it wasn't very funny. I would have felt really bad if you got hurt or something. Anyway, sorry. And, I think your arm is really cool. It reminds me of Iron Man. Pew pew. Yeah, that's it.
Misha is still crying quietly into your shoulder. You've never seen her cry before. She's whispering something.
I'm sorry.
Hug her back. I'm glad you guys found me. I was scared too.
Yeah, this place is kind of freaky at night. I wouldn't want to get lost here either. Bet they've got some weird stuff hidden somewhere.
You have no idea. Misha pulls away from you, wiping her face with her hand.
So my eyes are red because I'm tired, not because I was crying, by the way. I wasn't. Yeah, Misha, sure. But Kevin, are you sure you're okay? There's a first aid place, or like, I don't know.
So the aquarium employee knows about the evil octopus. Presumably. It's not just an evil octopus. It's an evil octopus with eyes in its tentacles and a mouth that looks way too human. Because, you know, octopus mouths don't look human at all. They look more like bird mouths. Creepy ass 3-pronged bird mouths. Your friends stare at you. They all look concerned. You look back at them. And for the first time tonight, you actually are okay. My canon is the aquarium employee spiked the petting tank with LSD. That would explain why all the shit started at the van after she touched the water of the petting tank. I'm okay.
Prove it.
Prove you're okay by pretending to be a shark. Do it.
Yeah, you're fine, you dork. Hey, you're my best friend.
You're my best friend, too.
And you're all my best friends, too. Toby?
The search party over. All your classmates filter back into the deep ocean room. Some of them hold flashlights or wear safety equipment. They're all excited to see you. They must have been looking really hard for you. Monica walks up to you and hands you a LaCroix.
My parents can take you home if you want. We didn't do the cake or presents because we were looking for you, so maybe we can cut you a slice of cake to go?
Birds are the closest living relatives to the dinosaurs. Fun animal facts. Yes.
And you can have all the LaCroix you want. I mean it, the entire pile. I know we're not, like, best friends or anything, but, like, can I hug you?
I would rather go missing than drink LaCroix. Can't it be both? Monica hugs you tight just for a second and lets go.
Cool. Well, anyway, want me to tell my parents to take you home?
You look around at your friends. They're smiling, laughing, talking as they set up their sleeping bags. You look at the tank. Bruce does another pass. You feel comforted. You feel safe. You feel accepted. I want to stay. Monica looks surprised.
Oh, okay, great. Then let's do cake, I guess.
Yay. Cake. What's worse than LaCroix? LaCroix spiked by aquarium employees. You spend the rest of the night hanging out with your friends. You eat cake, you open presents, you play games, and eventually you fall asleep under the watchful eyes of the Ocean Guardian. Was this the good end? Watch, this isn't the end. We still have to go back and prove ourselves to the ocean demon. Wait, Bruce? Bruce, are you okay? This was cute. I really liked this. This was a good story. I really like this one a lot. This one was super good. Ah, this was so good. I don't even know. I feel sorry for the rest of the visual novels tonight because I don't know how anything is gonna follow this one up. Oh, it was so good. So I really like the story. The story was awesome. I liked the creepy as hell octopus. I also really appreciated the fact that that the fish are drawn to look like actual, like very good renditions of real fish rather than just making up fish as you go. I really appreciate that, even though it's something that seems like it would be small and not everybody's going to notice it. I really appreciate it. You like to call him Mr. Slippy. That's a great name for the octopus demon. 583 individual fish. That is crazy. Only full assing around here. Let me see if I can... no. The one thing I wanted that isn't here, though. Darn. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I really hope that there's a CG gallery. Yes, a gallery, so we can go back and look at all the fish and stuff. Why do I have a feeling that this is an inside joke that I'm not... I tried, okay. Yeah, I figured I had stumbled into an inside joke. It feels extra bad because the art is so good. Like, a couple of the other ones we played have had galleries and it didn't matter, and then this one has such great art and it doesn't have one, and I cry. 10 minutes before the deadline, and we were like, how do we have the gallery? Stop. Also, there's one other thing I can't help but note. Okay, here it is. The only way to do the quit from this screen is to go into a individual menu item option and then quit. Oops. No quit, none allowed, only fish. Fishy forever. Oh, only play. Oh, that was really good. The music. Okay. We didn't talk about this a lot in the moment because in the moment we were very much in the zone. But the sound design was incredible too. Not just the choice, not just the sounds themselves, because the music was good, obviously, and like the breathing sounds and the heart beating was obviously like really solid, but the choice of how to use it was super good, especially like that scene where we're looking up into the fish, and then the glass cracks and all kinds of hallucinatory shit hits the fan. That was normally I feel like this medium is really, really bad for like real traditional horror. Because I feel like having to take an active role, you can slow down or speed up any specific portion, and being able to do that really affects your ability to pace and create like traditional suspense and horror. I have been proven wrong in that thought. Maybe it's just that I was happened to be like pacing myself exactly properly. But like that, yes, that fucking scene was an experiment in anxiety. Like, oh my god, it was so well done. And the fish were creepy as hell too. Like, I don't know how, if you guys, obviously the team paid attention, but the rest of you guys, I don't know how much attention you were paying to that scene, but the fish were like, not only were the fish like that really obvious one right dead center that had like 6 eyes, but also like several of the other fish around the area had like pieces of them missing, or like one had no eye, like holes where the eyes should be and a giant hole where the mouth should be. The number of times I had to play through it to get the timing right. Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about the fact that there was actually forced timing throughout the game that you guys managed to throw in there too. That was really, I don't even know how you did that, but it was really good. Like, whoever programmed that, I'm assuming Chase, because he just said something similar at least. That was, hi Rogue, welcome to the stream. I'm sorry I'm ranting and I'm forgetting to say hi to you. Fish in and out of each other was a ride. Yeah, and like the timing, the forced timing in the octopus scene was also really good. God, I have so many good things to say about this visual novel, and it's so short. It's so good. I mean, admittedly, it was like an hour, hour 15-ish long, which is the longest one we've had so far. Even if you count like all the routes of Dirt Party was still probably like 15 minutes shorter. Fun fish facts. Closer, yes. And the argument back and forth, that was good. I liked one more thing I wanted to comment on, but again, I didn't do it in the moment because it would have ruined the scene. The scene where you're arguing with the octopus, not just him monologuing at you. When you're actually arguing with him, whoever crafted the buttons in that scene did a really good job as well, because most of the time what you'll see in that circumstance, instead of each time the button is done, there'll just be like, it'll just be like, after a certain point, it'll be like, okay, small text for the first one. Like, not small text, but like no caps for the first one. Second one will be like written in proper grammar. Third one will be all caps. And then fourth one will just be like all caps with exclamation points. And then from there, they'll just add exclamation points, which I feel like is the lazy way to do it. And it's not as strong. Whereas this one retained the font from the entirety of the game, because the entirety of the game up to that point, everything was in, or all the buttons were in full caps to begin with, and instead you guys slowly bolded the button, the font in the button. It became bolder and bigger and more prominent instead, and that had a much stronger feeling to it because of that. Like, it's the little things that make horror and make emotions in that create the emotional connection. I'm still trying to figure out how Chainmail managed to create an emotional connection with its primary character in the span of like 5 emails that no communication was like actually made. And it's the same thing. Like, it's those little things that create emotional connection and create that sense of suspense and the sense of horror and that feeling of emotion. It's always the little things that do it. It's not the big things. It's not a big monster. It's the little breaths of the main character as they face it, I guess, is the best way to say it. Okay. If I keep waxing poetic, we're not even going to finish one more, let alone 2 more. There's no way we're finishing 2 more, by the way. Praise us more. Well, you all deserve it and you know it, so at this point we're just going to shitpost for the last like 20 minutes in chat, because I don't think we can get a Soapy done in 20 minutes, and I feel like I would be doing it a disservice to try and make it happen inside of the rest of this time. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to do this. We're going to open up this game again. We're going to go through and look at some of our favorite scenes. I'm going to skip through. Oh, I have to fill this out every time? That's awkward. Wait, no, I don't. I don't have to, because I can load this scene. Wait, this is really late. What? Was this the only save I did the whole time? Quick load. This was earlier. There we go. Play OS or something, or continue gambling and trying to get venti again. I don't have any more rolls to get, or pulls to get venti. Cute Shark Simulator is best option. Okay, we're gonna... Actually, I want to mess with the options and see what happens. See if there's anything different that happens. Okay, but I don't like it. Thanks, Kevin. You're a good friend. Now come on. Okay, that's cute. Kelp scene. The kelp scene is pretty. We didn't really sit at the kelp scene for very long. This is a really good ambiance right here. I don't have money either, King. I'm not gonna spend money to get venti when I'm broke. You see that number at the top of the screen? That's to get a rig that can actually afford me having a live 2D avatar, so that you guys can see my facial expressions when we play horror games every October. And so you can see me look directly at the camera with disdain every time we have to discuss sick fetishes that you guys all have. You bunch of degenerates. You're playing the fish game for a reason. Become a whale. There weren't any whales. That made me sad. Hey, I'm normal. Sure you are, King. Sure. I believe you. This is my believing voice. I do like this scene. It's the Doki Doki Degenerate Club. What did you expect, non-degenerates? Whales can't be in aquariums. I mean, like, ethically, they can't. True. True. And they had a picture. They had, like, a hanging, like, a fake... What's the word I'm looking for? Like a model whale hanging from the ceiling of the entrance. So that counts. There's an orca. Yeah. See, Chase knew what I was talking about. The orca's adorable. They're all adorable. For this sentence, this is my believing voice way too much. Bruce delivered your DMs. I see the DM. Thank you very much. We're going to put Bruce in the upper right corner to counteract Junko. Junko represents despair. Bruce must represent hope. Just like the Monterey Bay Aquarium. I want to go to that one. That's like one of the biggest... Isn't that one of the biggest aquariums in the U.S.? Oh, you have no idea. Bruce the Shark Messiah. Largest in California, definitely. Oh, yeah. You have to understand, my son is autistic, and one of his favorite things in the world is zoos and aquariums, especially aquariums. So, like, we've been to all the ones we can possibly go to, anywhere we've been, any wet time we've been anywhere. And it's been a thing. And I love aquariums, too. I love the ocean in general, so... That's one we've been to that inspired the game. That makes sense. The only ones I've been to is there's one in Detroit, which is like devoted to specifically native animals to the Great Lakes. On Belle Isle. I think it's called the Belle Isle Aquarium too. I've been to the one in the Toledo Zoo. I've been to there's a small one in the Columbus Zoo, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a super small one. Monterey is totally worth visiting just for the aquarium. It's far for you, but the beaches are really lovely as well and safe, and this was my haunt as a kid. Boston Aquarium has a really cool, like, central pillar tank with stairs looping up around it. That's kind of what they do in the tiny one in Redondo Beach that I went to. Where it was like, I want to say it's where they have the morays. Is in like it's not even like a pillar, it's actually like an arch, like an archway. And then you walk through the archway, and like a staircase, like it's right behind the archway is like a spiral staircase that goes up, so that you can walk up the spiral staircase and see every like level of the archway. And the archway is like a glass, like is glass the whole way. It's pretty cool. It's damn near all they have at that aquarium, to be honest. They have probably like maybe 10 to 15 tanks total, and none of them are very big. Like, none of them are like this one on the screen, or even kind of close. You should tap the glass. Yeah, no. You know, when the border is open again, the Toronto Aquarium might not be a bad option. It's very close. Wait, you can do what? I can't tap the glass. Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about. In this scene. Okay, we can see what happens. I guess I could. You approach the tank, checking to make sure the aquarium guide isn't watching. You duck under the railing. The kelp ebbs with the water. Small fish dart through the gently waving fronds. You reach forward with your prosthetic arm and tap the glass. It cracks. You fall backwards.
Oh, wish I got that on video.
It cracked.
Kevin, what do you mean?
The glass cracked when I touched it. Misha looks at the tank, then at Toby, then at you. Her expression is uncomfortable.
No, it didn't. Calm down.
You look back at the glass. It's clear, no cracks.
I thought it did. Everyone is giving you looks now.
You're fine. Calm down. Let's just go, okay?
I guess so. Next room. The tank. Let's see if any other choices change anything. That's cool. He walks away. He walks away either way. Maybe he is the embodiment of the Eldritch Octopus.
Unplug the sleeve slug?
No. Hermit Crab, no. Reach into the tank. Oh, that rise. Right there. That musical rise. Sounds good, King. Good luck, my dude. Just there in a huge amount of options. We were busting ass with the existing story. You did really good with the existing story. I don't even mind. As it is, at the very least, like, the options actually make a difference. They make a small difference, but they do make a difference. So. Okay. Looks normal. I mean, as normal as weird-looking coral can look. Why is it restricted? Well, this area is under construction, so there are some animals in there, but the exhibit isn't quite finished yet. But don't worry, the fish in there are fine. They're happy as clams. Actually, that's one thing that pissed me off. They had a giant octopus at the aquarium in, and it doesn't piss me off as in, like, it pissed me off, like, that they did this. It pissed me off that I happened to be unlucky in both the situations. So, the first time I went to the aquarium in Great Lakes Crossing Mall, which is a massive mall in Rochester Hills. Auburn Hills, sorry. They had a giant octopus that they had just gotten into the exhibit. But they had it sealed off so you couldn't see him, because he wasn't ready to interact with the public yet. He was still dealing with the stress of having to move, so they didn't want the extra stress of having to deal with the public on top of that, which was cool. I understood. But then I moved, and I didn't move back to this area until like 4 years later, and then I didn't have the money to go to the aquarium for another like year after that. So then we went again. And in the 5-year interim between the last time I had been there, he had died. Because he was really old in the first place when they got him. He was like 12 when they first got him. Which apparently is old for octopuses. And it made me really sad. Because like I said, I love giant octopuses. And I wanted to see him so bad. And I wanted Zangoose to see him really bad as well. But he couldn't. So that sucked. But I totally understand why they did it in the first place. I'm not like criticizing them for doing that. I totally think that was like the best plan. It just really sucked for me because of circumstance. I mean, they're not clams, but they're happy. You make your way back to the group. Creepy dude is keeping us away from the demon. She doesn't hear you. Okay. Cool. This scene. Look at the fish. Look at the fish. This one was the one I was talking about that had a shit ton of eyes. But like as you keep seeing, like this one has its eye completely missing and the mouth is like become a jagged missing of flesh. And this one has a giant hole in it that another one is swimming through. Monterey Bay Aquarium was the only aquarium to house a great white shark for as long as they did. That's awesome. We're gonna let this scroll out or zoom out as far as it can. Nice. There's this fish swimming through that one as well. Creepy fish. Run. Hello, friend. I love this right here. A friend.
Moisturize me.
The scene originally didn't have the fish being quite so cursed, but we kind of fell in love with the idea of them being like not normal. I like it. I think it's better. I think it's better that way. This is the part where it gets better, right? No, it doesn't ever get better. This mouth, though. The mouth. The eyes are one thing. It's the mouth that makes this thing terrifying. The eyes are just kind of an additional reason to feel gutturally awful about this thing's existence. Also, fun fact in the script, this was just an octopus. We did not ask Kayla to draw it like that. She just delivered the art and we were like, oh, human mouth. I mean, in her defense, it has to be able to talk somehow. Oh, it's an octopus. Let's give it a mouth with which to talk. I understand the reasoning. What that mouth do? This does make me uncomfortable, but not bad. It's so weird. It is weird. It's weird on like a visceral level. It's mostly the mouth that makes it weird, especially because it clearly has a tongue. Maybe multiple in there. But again, it has to be able to speak somehow. The only thing that could have made this scene creepier than it already was is if occasionally, rarely, one of the eyes would move. Like one of the eyes would blink. Or the pupil would ever so slightly move to like from this position. You guys can't see my fucking cursor. I always forget about that. If like the pupil would just like move slowly from one side to the other, like or occasionally, like it would be even more creepy, but it might be too much. So I'm not sure what it would do is if occasionally the eyes would blink, but have them never blink in time with any of the other eyes. Like have it always only be one eye at a time that happens to blink. That would be the other thing that would be creepy. But if they like if it does it too fast, it's going to be comical instead of creepy. That's the only issue. If it happens too many times and too often, it'll be comical instead of creepy. God, I loved this game so much. Leopard shark. I think I like the leopard sharks so much because they have so many fins. They have so many fins. Like they got one there and two here and one here and two here and two on the tail. So many fins. And then they have the derpiest nose. They have a nose that makes you just want to pet them and give them kisses and smoosh their faces. It's the best. This was the one that creeps me out the most of these. Maybe because I already saw this one coming. Because in the dark scene, I wonder if I can go back. Will it let me go back? Yeah, in the dark scene, this one is very obviously wrong. This one, probably wrong, but I couldn't tell if these were fangs or part of the kelp forest. And I didn't see this. This is like relatively well hidden in the background. So I didn't like, this one was like, something is wrong here, but not horribly wrong. This one, not horribly wrong. Didn't notice this before. Once again, you guys can't see my cursor. So from right to left, um, I can't tell the fangs. I can't really see the antenna very well. Then 2 over from the right, so second from the left. That one looks pretty much totally normal. The hair is a little bit, it looks like hair instead of fins. Still definitely not hair that anybody in the game had, so definitely not our friend, but still possibly human. One on the far left, didn't notice the fanged mouth of the eel head on the far left side of it. So from that one, I was just like, oh, that one's kind of just a lumpy head too. I don't know what's wrong with them. Maybe they got stung by a bee. But the one that's second from the right, the crab one, that one for me, that one was like, oh, there is definitely something horribly wrong with that person. That is definitely what a Dungeness crab's head would look like. Something is going to happen. Bad news. And then because of that, I was already ready for that one to be awful. But then the other ones were awful too, and I was like, oh god, why? Especially, although looking at the eels, even though I love moray eels, the only thing I could think of is that old meme from the one note we had for these guys was more teeth. And Kayla delivered. Yeah, there's a lot of teeth. The only... Hold on, we gotta go. We gotta go back and see Bruce. That's what I needed. I had to swing back here, and we had to see Bruce before we end the game, at least. Hi, Bruce. You adorable. I love you. Okay. So, trying to think of what hold on. Okay. See if I can get this as close to just this image as humanly possible, so that you guys don't have to look at any of the crazy shit I look at on my computer. When I saw the eel head, this is all I could think of right here. And I wasn't sure if anybody would get the reference, so I just left it alone. Sometimes it takes a shark to be best girl. Yes, Bruce's best girl of this visual novel, easily. Not even putting it to a vote. So this is what the whole time in my head as I was seeing that scene, I'm like, oh, visceral gut reaction to the awful things in front of me, and then instantly this song with these changed lyrics are playing in my head as I see the eel faces, and I'm like, oh, what is wrong with me? All right. I love the song on this comic. It's great, right? Okay. So, just for good measure, we'll give one more awoo. And then we're going to go ahead and get ready to get going. So, thank you all for coming. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for the donation. That was awesome of you, guys. Not 100% sure who it was because your Twitch name isn't attached to it, which is weird because I think it requires you to be logged into Twitch to do it. Thank you, Laser, for the sub. Thank you all for the follows. Laser, Chase, Katie133. I will be back. Oh, that was sucking for the taste of my ribbon. Oh, thank you. Okay. I will be back tomorrow, where from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. we'll probably be playing Genshin Impact again, so we can do our dailies. And after that, from 10 p.m. to midnight, we'll be playing more jam games. Probably Asabi, because we didn't get to play it tonight. And I'll come up with something else to play in addition to that. Fishy was an amazing game. Thank you all very much for producing such a fun adventure for us to play. Followed, subbed, donoed, Bruced. Bruced. I love him. And with that, good night, viewers. Good night.